question.
Good morning. So good afternoon, sorry, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. So, students, today we'll start the class, theory class. This our course name is Internet of Things. Yeah, this is me. Already introduction is over. Yeah, come to the syllabus. So our syllabus has 5 modules. So this is the first module, Introduction to the IoT. So in introduction to the IoT, the content we can cover are the introduction and definition of IoT and IoT growth, IoT applications, next characteristics of IoT, next the devices are the things in the IoT stack, so which technologies are used in the IoT, next IoT challenges, next IoT levels, IoT levels. IoT versus cyber physical systems, and IoT versus wireless sensor networks. Wireless sensor networks. WSN means wireless sensor networks. Okay, this is the first module. So I think some kind of definitions and some kind of what is that one, history and challenges. I think overview of the IoT we can discuss in the first module. So when we come to the second module, the second module is introduction to sensors, microcontrollers, and their interfacing. So any kind of IoT, any kind of IoT, any kind of IoT, yeah. So any kind of IoT device or IoT network. So this is your IoT board. And this is suppose if you keep it in the home, and there is some devices, home appliances are there, like TV, so maybe mobile phone. Okay, so and some, what is that one? Yeah, some, what is that one? Yeah, from lights, yes, lights. There's some motor. Some motor like this. You have a number of devices. You want to establish connection, or you want to, if you want to communicate with all these devices. Yes, if you can communicate with all these devices. Okay, to establish this, yes, communication. Yeah. Yes, like you can have communication like this. Okay, what are the important things in the IoT network? Of course, internet is there. Internet. This is my internet. This is my internet. So each and every device should be having internet. Maybe wireless or wired internet should be having. Yeah, should be having internet like this. So of course, this will also. Yeah, this is. So in the IoT, this is the IoT network. IoT network. So here, if you see this picture, in this picture, this is the IoT device or IoT board. So the important thing in the IoT, what is the IoT job means? IoT job is, this device job is, we'll see all these devices which are connected with this. Okay, so which is connected and controlled, which is want to control. So it wants to look at each and every device, look at them and hear their voices simply, like so. Means do the communication. For communication, what things are important here is sensors are important. Sensors. Okay, this is the motor, of course. Okay, so sensors are important. Sensors are the eyes of the IoT. Sensors are the eyes of the IoT. Sensors. Or I told you, sensors are the sense organs of the IoT. Means this IoT can smell them, can, I think, here can look all the things, and based on that, so suppose there is a sensor, there is a fire sensor is there, fire sensor, here is a fire sensor, for example, yeah, fire sensor, let us say this is the fire sensor, FS. This is also connected with this one. Suppose in the atmosphere, if there is any fire, yeah, here is any fire, smoke is there, smoke. So the sensor will smell it, will smell the smoke, and the signal is sent to the IoT. In the IoT board, there is a processor is there. The processor will process this sensed smell and processed it, and based on the process, suppose so it will control this motor, sends the signal to the motor to switch on the, or there is a tank, let us say there is a tank, water tank is there, this is a water tank, it has a valve. So this control signal is given to this valve. Then, so when the smoke detects, the sensor sends the signal to the processor process and sends the control signal to this tank, water tank. Now this is the control valve, is the valve control is there. So then it open this valve automatically, then water will come. If there is no smoke, no signal, no command control signal, no valve open. So like this, one complete task can we do with the setup. Like suppose this is the TV, so you can do some, you can switch on and off, or you can control some channels. So through the IoT network. Similarly, this lamp can be switch on and off, and similarly your mobile phone. So like this, in this IoT network, each and every device is called the thing. Yeah, I can say this is the one device, second device, third device, fourth device, fifth device. Like 5 devices we have. So 5 things or 5 items. Okay. So 1 minute. Okay. This is okay. Anyhow, what I am going to discuss about here, the important thing is sensor. The sensors are the important devices in the IoT network, as well as in the board, IoT board, there is a processor. So processor and IoT sensors are the 2 important things are there. Now, how can you interface this sensor to the processor? How can you interface? How can you connect? Interfacing means connection. How can you establish the connection between the processor and sensor? So that is the one more thing. So in the second module, so what is the sensor? What types of sensors we have, and how can you control the sensors using web pages? And what is the microcontroller? How you can use? All these things we can discuss in this second module. Okay. So now third module is protocols. Yeah, protocols are very important. So in what way they are very important? See, this is your mobile. This is your mobile. And this is the Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi network. Suppose if you want to establish the connection with this Wi-Fi, particular Wi-Fi network, so you need to have some protocols. So what is the protocol of this network Wi-Fi? So you need to what is that one? Use the protocols. So that so protocols are to communicate two things, two devices. Maybe here is Wi-Fi network is one device, and your mobile is one more device. To communicate these two devices, or to talk these two devices, what happened? We need some kind of protocols. So generally we know the MAC protocol, medium access control protocol. So protocol is a kind of system through which data can be transmitted. So and along with the data, some kind of signals can be exchanged for authentication purpose. So that is called the protocols. We have so different protocols, but especially in the IoT networks, we use I think IPv4 and IPv6 protocols. Internet protocol version 4 and Internet protocol version 6. So these two are very important even for establishing the network, wireless network or wired network. So you need the IPv protocols. So the protocols which are required to establish the what is that one? IoT setup, we will discuss in the third module. In the fourth module, cloud, IoT cloud. What is the cloud? Cloud is this is the cloud, you know. Yeah. So what you use of this fellow? Generally, in the olden days, I think not olden days, a couple of I think couple of years back or one decade back, what happened? Suppose if you this is your laptop, this is our desktop or laptop. Suppose if you want some kind of application, so that what to do? Some kind of for doing of some kind of application, you can install the corresponding software, application software. Okay, then you can do the job. You can perform the task. Like suppose if you want MATLAB, you can install. Suppose C for doing the C programs, some kind of software you can install in your PC. And yeah, IoT also some kind of what is it one softwares are required, Android software like that. So we can download the software from the what is that one, some server, and you can keep in the install in the system, then you can use it. And similarly, a lot of data you have like pictures or pictures, okay, video, something, you can keep the data in the some memory, some kind of memory devices. What are the memory devices we have? Pen drives, USB pen drives, CDs, DVDs, okay, and hard disks. So these are the some kind of memory devices. So you can I think you can save your data into this memory devices. If they are full, then you can purchase one more. So without doing of that one, if you keep on storing means what? So I think it is overlapped, so that you need to remove some data, olden data, and you can write some new data like that. You generally we do like this. But when the cloud services came into the picture, so I think we can reduce or we can remove the use of these all memory devices, and you can keep your data, you can store your data in the cloud. Similarly, need not to download some kind of softwares and install in our PC for doing of for use of that softwares. So some softwares are already presented in the cloud, you can directly use them without downloading and installing into your PC. These are the facilities we have with the cloud. So most of the I think system to run the system fast, I think you need to avoid the downloading and installing process and storing of many things in the PC, so that better to use the cloud efficiently to store all this data in the cloud. So I can say it's not a what is that one straight away, but I can say in my own words, cloud is one kind of memory, one kind of memory, so through which you can access. Okay, so the memory, I think these are all of the memory, hard memory devices, hardwired memory devices. I can say this is the soft memory device, soft memory device, cloud. So cloud is playing a vital role in the IoT implementation, because all these devices present in the what is that one, um, IoT network may or may not be having a lot of memory. Okay, to work with this, so that at that time they can, if you provide correctly, if you use the cloud, then I think the memory requirement of each and every device can be, you can minimize. So in the fourth module, we can discuss IoT with cloud, the challenges of cloud, and selection of the cloud services, and IoT application for our different types of IoT applications, and fog computing, cloud computing, security aspects, case studies. So all this we can discuss. And the final module is data analytics. Yeah, I remember that in the last class I shared with you that, so data, so raw data which is coming from the some real world or some device, whatever the raw data you are taking, and after processing also, so the visualization of the raw data is very, I think, disgusting to understand, and it is difficult to understand, and not I think it's not properly organized to see. So whatever the data we have, whatever the data we have received and processed in, so to present the data in an effective way that everybody can understand easily, so that data, how can you data can be analyzed, okay, for the better visualization. So I think, some data can be presented in the tabular form sometimes, and sometimes graphical form, sometimes mm, pie diagrams. So I think there are different kind of methods are there to present the data in better understanding format. Okay, so that in the data analytics, we will study about the visualizing the power of data from IoT. So whatever the data which is presented by the IoT device or any other device, which must be organized in a proper way for understanding each and every individual. So for that we have some, generally the data science, if you take the data science, so it's very important. Data is very important after processing and everything. So how best way you can present that data for understanding with short time, sorry. So that is the, I think it is very important, because by seeing at a glance of the at a glance we can understand the data. What is this data? What is the statistics of this data? What is the use of this data? So how the data is? What is the trend of this data? So like this, everything you can understand. So that's why the presentation of the data is very important. So for that we have different visualizing methods through which we can present the data for understanding in better way. Yeah, lastly, some applications you can build with the IoT. That means one application we can build with the, because in the last four modules we studied different kinds of IoT, what is that one, terminology, and then some sensors, processors, how they are interfaced, and how to use the, what protocols we can, how to establish a protocol, what kind of protocols are important for the what is that one, so between the things which are in the IoT network, and use how to use the cloud services. So everything we studied, so that at this point, at this edge of this point, we as a student, you are able to So implement an IoT network for your own application. For that, we will study some some applications here. Smart perishable tracking with IoT and sensors. Smart healthcare. Smart healthcare. I think if you take the smart healthcare, smart as such. What do you mean by smart healthcare? I think in the healthcare units. Healthcare units means in the hospitals generally. In the hospitals, what happened generally the before the smart what is it smart or technology development, what happened, so usually every day morning the patients actually the nurses will go to the nurses and doctors, or maybe a nurses, let us say, will go to each and every patient and will take the readings of I think different kinds of readings like blood pressure and heart rate monitoring, heart rates, and what is it on some insulation levels, and like this, they will take each and every reading, basic readings. So then the data will be written in the paper. Then, so by after completion of those things, then they will put the case sheet of each and every patient in front of the doctor. Doctor will examine the case sheet. After that, they will come to the. They usually goes to the particular each and every patient and treat them. That process has done. But so taking the readings to the verifying the case sheets and attending the doctor for that particular patient will take lot of hours. But now, because most of the smartness is adapted or included in each and every device of the medical equipment, what happened? So, without the what is it one, nurses go to the patient bed. Okay, so that means it is directly visible to the what is that each and every patient health, that means readings on the screen in front of the doctor, so that I think a lot of time is saving, and at any time you can see the reports of each and every patient, so continuously you can monitor, so that without no time you can save a lot of I think if any emergency, without wasting the time, you can doctor can attend the particular patient. So that kind of scenario has been developed in the hospitals. So that is called the smart healthcare. And moreover, usually in the olden days, we went to the doctor or small clinics to take the BP readings or to take some insulation readings or some kind of things, some oxygen levels like this. Now, what happened to that kind of things are avoided, completely avoided, because in your mobile phone also you have a BP readings, BP apps. You can check your BP, blood pressure. You can check your oxygen levels. You can check your what is that one, insulation levels, like this. So insulin level, sorry. So like this, I think yeah, every day that means casually going to the doctor and taking the readings is I think it is a very complex thing, because at that time doctor may be available, may not be available, but so all the time can be what it reduced with the help of smart. That means some applications are included into the smartphones. And moreover, elderly fall detection with IoT and sensors. Yeah, generally elderly. That means suppose this is the old man or blind man you can take. This is the old man or blind man you can take. Suppose this the blind man is walking with the help of this stick. This stick is smart stick. Is the smart stick. So that means the stick is having some sensors and other intelligence, so that when this person is walking on the road or crossing the road, what happened? The stick will have a sensor, as that sensors will look into the any object in front of that some distance. So then, if there is no any object in front of some distance, then it can give to the signal to the this person, or this smart stick will talk with this person that nothing is there, we can walk. Okay, we can go ahead, so that like this they can walk. Suppose if any vehicle is coming, then the sensor will detect that vehicle, and then it can be shout at the person that we need to stop here, so because some vehicle is coming. And moreover, suppose while they are walking, suppose some steps are there like this, they want to get down, or they may be so climb up. So like this. So this sensor, this smart stick will detect these sensors, these steps. Okay, can go down or can go up. So and the respect to communication signal is given back to the person that there is a steps are there. We want to go up and we want to climb down. Or so that is the this is a smart stick is helping in such a way for with the old man or blind people, so that they can easily cross the road or go somewhere without helping of other people. So that is the another application. Yeah, and one more application is here. Uh, what is it one? So water quality monitor. Suppose there is a tank of water or a pond. So or somewhere. Suppose if you go to the generally, if you go to the agency areas, what happened? So those people are drinking or using the water which is coming from the forests or hills or something. But this water is that they are usually directly drink this water, the agency people. So, but what is the is the water is contaminated by anything? We don't know. Whether the quality of the water is good, we don't know. So that you can use some IoT devices to check that to quality check the to monitor the quality of this water. So I think generally what things we should not be in the water. Okay, those sensors will be there. So when you kept in the water, or you can check, you can dip into that water. Then so those respective sensors will what is that one? Sense the will sense the what is that one? Those contaminated things, and they will tell the reading corresponding readings. By that way you can say, you can understand that the water quality, the water in the water, the minerals are this much percentage, and something is this much percentage, the bacteria is this much percentage. Like this you can have a readings. So based on that you can say whether the water is quality water or it's a contaminated water. So like that IoT device can be useful for the check the quality of the drinking water also. And smart warehouse monitoring system. Yeah, warehouses, there we can keep our food grains. Okay, so generally warehouse are for the purpose of what? The warehouse purpose is what? To store the food grains for the I think for the long duration. That means long duration means generally when the crops came. So at that time, I think we have a plenty of corns and everything. So that so we need to keep them, reserve them for the future purpose. So that so warehouses are generally built. So there you can keep this yeah what is that one? This food granules, and yeah, you can keep your IoT device inside this warehouse to monitor continuously, like whether the temperature, that means cooling system is provided in the warehouse, not to spoil the food. What to do? So whether the settings of the cooling system is good, is running good or not, you can continuously monitor. As well as suppose some kind of rats or something, they will eat this food granules. Then so that can also you can visualize by keeping the cameras inside the warehouse, and they are connected with the internet with the device. So like this warehouse, smart warehouse system is also provided. Okay, so means continuously you can monitor the warehouse, whether the cooling system is okay, or whether the food grains are safe, or any any what is that one? Any animals came and spoiling it. So like this, everything. You can understand, you can see every day, every minute. So by providing the IoT there. So like that, smart warehouses and smart retailers. I think the smart retailers. So when we want to do the online shopping, then you can open some very famous what is that one websites like Flipkart and Amazon. So these two. So once we open these two, any one of the website, then you can see a plenty of different brandings, okay, and different kinds of things. If you want clothes, you can go for clothes. Okay, there you can find many brands, And if you want gadgets, you can go to that brand gadgets website. You can click the gadgets. Then you can see many number of brandings like this. What different things you can find different brandings. So with a one click, how can you get all this within a fraction of seconds? All these brandings. And if you want to, what is that one? Filter, what is that one? Based on the cost, based on the brand, you can do. So because Facebook or Amazon is a one retailer which is connected with the different brandings. Okay, so the Facebook or Amazon, this is the e-retailers are working with some application software. Okay, application interfacing software. Uh, then remaining, that means other brandings. Okay, suppose some in the suppose mobiles, there is a Sony, there is a Samsung, there is something, there's something, iPhones. So each and everybody is working with some kind of application softwares. So you need to connect. So this application, okay, this Facebook or Amazon, sorry, Flipkart or Amazon with other different brandings, so that we need the application interfacing things. So that yeah, these are the one of the application of the IoT, that we can visualize everything on a one screen, okay, with no time. So this is one of the application. So like this, we have 5 modules. The importance of each module I already explained, and how what is the finally we can discuss with discuss the what is the book which can cover this entire syllabus. So this is the textbook. Sri Ram K. Vasudevan, Abhishek S. Nagarajan. So next one more is RMD Sundaram. This is they wrote one book, that is the Internet of Things Valley. So publications 2019 published here. This textbook will cover all these 5 modules. This is enough. Yeah, what are the course objectives? So, yeah, what is the intention of providing this course to the students means these are the course subjects. I think the students can understand the fundamental concepts of the IoT, and they can understand different types of embedded boards and IoT platforms, and how that means protocols they can understand, and they can build small applications. Okay, these are the objects of the course. So that is provided for the students. Yeah, first come to the module 1. So introduction to the IoT. This is the syllabus. Already I told you. For the first module, we'll discuss each and everything. So then I will start with this. So first term, what is the IoT? Yes, the term IoT has many number of definitions. Okay, each individual can understand in their own way. But what is the common definition? What is a common and general definition? Yeah. So if you see this picture, so whatever the things, whatever the devices, whatever the things, see there is a mobile phone, car, airplane, and some DVD player, and some printer, railway, next light, and some ship, bus. There are many. I think many devices are there. You can say we can call it as each and everything is device. But if you say the device is wrong, so that I can say each one is one item. There are many items are there. So item is a different word. That's why. So I can say each and everything is. This is one thing. This is one thing. This is one thing. Like this, I can say each and everything in this is called a thing. Okay. All the things are connected, interconnected. That means interconnected means what? So this fellow can talk with that fellow can talk with this fellow. That is called the interconnection. So all these fellows, all these things are interconnected with a internet. Is called the IoT. Okay, here's a small definition. IoT refers to the interconnection via the internet of computing devices. So each and everything in this picture is a one computing device. Okay, so or you can say it's a one object. Each and every one is an object or a thing or a computing device which is having an internet connection, so that they can talk. So they can talk each other, or one with others, or so one with many, or many with one, or whatever it may be. So that is possible with the this is called the IoT. So IoT refers to the interconnection via Internet of computing devices embedded in everyday objects, enabling them to send and receive the data. So communication means they can talk. How? By accessing the data. Yeah, one another definition of IoT is according to the IEEE. So IEEE has, I think, made some standards. Okay, that's the your branding. IEEE is one branding of this international electrical and electronics engineers. So they provided some standards for every electrical and electronics equipment. Okay, so based on that IEEE standard, IoT definition, a network of items. These are the items, each embedded with sensors. Each item is having a sensor which are connected to the internet is called the IoT. According to the IEEE, a network of items. So all these items are connected to the internet is called the IoT. Yeah. One more thing I can share with you here. So earlier, that means before couple of decades before, what happened? We have embedded systems. Embedded systems. Now we have IoT. Yes. So what kind of things are we can say the difference between the embedded systems and IoT? Yeah. So as I told you, so in embedded systems, there is a physical object plus sensors, actuators, and controllers are there. That's it. So this is the embedded systems. But whenever this embedded system has a provision of connecting internet, that becomes the IoT. Okay. So in the olden days, we have embedded systems. Means those system does not have any provision to connect the internet. But now, each and every device, which is each and every gadget or device, is having some provision for the internet to connect the internet, so that it becomes IoT. So I think in the whenever we have a ES embedded systems, what happened? You can do whatever the jobs you can do with the IoT, but they are not via Internet of Things. For example, suppose if you take this house, this is the house. Okay, in this house there are many things are there. Yeah, like TV. Okay, some radio. Yeah, some phone, some water tank. All this you can connect. So with the embedded system, this is my embedded system. Yeah, you can connect with this, so that each and every device can be controlled via this embedded system. But what type of communication they are establishing between them? So here, to establish the communication between all devices, here to establish the communication between all these things, we have internet, but here no internet. But how the communication can be established? Yes, we have a Bluetooth option. Bluetooth. So our share it, we have also one of the app. So like this Bluetooth, share it, IR, so some kind of communication media is there through which this embedded system and all these devices can be communicate each other. But the range of Bluetooth or infrared or share it is limited. Okay, for long distance communication, I think these are not useful. So that the people thought that if we provide internet for them, then we can control them from any distance, from any long distance. Okay, by sitting in your room, you can control the things at any corner of the world. So that is possible with the internet. So earlier devices, they don't have any provision for the providing the internet connection. But now each and every device has a provision to provide the internet connection. So I hope you understand the difference between the embedded system and IoT. Okay, so today also in IoT also embedded system is there, but the system has a provision of internet connection, so that it became IoT. But earlier the embedded system does not have any provision, so did not have any provision for the providing the internet connection. So that's why I think the communication is limited to the room, but now the communication is unlimited. So that is the definition between the embedded system and IoT. Yeah. So one more thing, yeah, you can read something like yeah, scope is not limited to getting the device connected or networked. It is more than that. Yeah, one more. So it is more about the exchange of meaningful information from one device to the other to get the another meaningful accomplishment. So means, so the things which are in the network, they can communicate each other. So they can send the data, they can access the data, but the data must be meaningful. Suppose if it's not meaningful, there is no use of that data. Okay, so but this data has to be interpreted correct, and it needs to many other things. So uh, come hand in hand, and many technologies to work side by side. Yeah. So for doing of this thing, we can have many technologies. Yeah, they are doing this. They are on this job. If you just get the data from sensors, suppose some kind of data came from the sensor. If the embedded system does not understand the data, then what is the use? As I told you, if the sensor is there, smoke detect sensor is there, the sensor will detect the smoke and the signal is given to the, what is that one? Processor. Processor will process, and based on the data, it can supply the control signal to the water tank wall, control wall. So then it will be open or close. But suppose, let us say, if the sensor, the smoke sensor detects some smoke, the sensor output signal is sent to the processor, then the processor is, if it is understand, if it's not understand, then what is the use? It won't send any control signal. So the interpretation of the data is very important thing. IoT is not only one technology, it is a collection of technology and domain knowledges. I told you, if you take the retail system, online retail system, then what I told you, Amazon or Wiplof has one kind of application interface. But so this website is having connection with many websites, n number of websites. Sony, suppose if it is a gadgets, Sony, Philips, something like this. And if it is a clothes, then different kinds of brandings. So like this, each and every application has a number of brandings. So they are working with some application softwares. So how these two can be connected? So how these two can means, so n number of application softwares can be connected with the retail system application software. So application interface. So that's why I'm telling you. So it's not limited to the one technology. It is connected with the many technologies and many domain knowledges. Yeah. So a mechanical engineer. So when IoT came into the picture, one kind of culture has been developed. That is, earlier I think one mechanical guy will do the only his jobs, and electrical guy will do his own jobs, and electrical like computer science. Now the IoT has provided the opportunities that all these people can come and work together for a common goal. Yeah, that is mechanical engineer has to work with electrical engineer and CS engineer for a complete IoT product. Yeah, so all this is called the interdisciplinary system. This is interdisciplinary. So concepts or develop what they were developed because of IoT concept. Yeah, that is next IoT history. Yeah, as I told you, Kevin Austin, he uses the term IoT first in the 1999. Okay. Yeah. So next, how internet has occupied our life. Yes. What is the how? So that means how the internet came into our life. Like if you take, I can start with 1990. Okay. So just from the based on 1990 reports, I can say one thing, that is, so in 1990, just 3 lakhs. Okay, 3 lakhs desktop PCs are connected. They were connected with the internet. So like this is the internet. These are the pieces. Like we have throughout the world, we have only 3 lakhs of computers, desktop computers connected with the internet. So, but in 2000, this figure increased to the 300 million desktops or laptops too. So are connected to the internet. Okay. So like the count has been increased. Now in 2016, 2.5 billions of mobile phones now. Earlier, all are PCs because internet is available for only PCs. Once your mobile phone transformed into the smart mobile phone, then each mobile phone has the provision of internet connection. Then use of internet on mobile phone is much more than the PCs or laptops. So that in 2016 reports based on 2.5 billion mobile phones are connected to the internet. So like this. Okay. So later, first only internet portion is available to the only desktop computers. Later it is extended to the laptops. Later so many gadgets. So many gadgets like this. In 2020, refrigerators, kettles, water heaters, cameras, lights, home equipment, every device has the provision of internet connection so that your internet can be connected to them also. So all will go into the internet, and trust me, it would be 15 billion devices connected to the internet. Okay, see what not every each and every device in our home is connected. It can be connected into the internet. So when the device can be connected to the internet, whenever they have a provision of internet connection. Suppose if they, without internet option, how the devices can communicate with the connected with the internet? No. So that this is about 4 billion navigational systems would be connected to the internet. Not only this, about 4 billion of navigation systems, okay, can be connected to the internet. So about 500 million wearables, I think your watches, okay, shoes, okay, smart shoes are there. So and watches, all the equipment. So this is the count of what is that one? The devices which are connected with the internet has been what is that one exponentially raised, okay, to the some extent. Hundreds, millions of implants in human, animal would talk to internet. Yes, many patients throughout the world. So hundreds of millions of I think human beings and animals are implanted. Okay, they are having some implants inside their bodies. Okay, so they are continuously monitored with the internet. They are running with the internet to monitor the respect to implants. So that like this, what happened? This is the way the internet is came into our life and occupied much space. Suppose today, if I want to teach the class, suppose internet is not there, then I think I could not teach you. Okay. Similarly, if you want to do some work, so definitely internet is required. So I think nothing is possible. Okay. So without internet in our life, day-to-day life. So most of the things are what is it dedicatedly done by the only internet with the internet connection. Okay. Yes. Now, students.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think now it is a time is 2:50. So I will stop here. Yeah, it's your turn. You can ask the